Good day, beautiful humans, and welcome to my channel, Fishing with a Local. Today, I'm going to show you how I fillet Mulloway, and then at the end, I'm going to show you how to remove the jewels, also known as the Otoliths, I think it is. Anyway, whatever it is, I'm going to show you how to get them. So stay tuned, and here we go. If you're going to be filleting fish, you need some good quality knives. And these are the knives that I use. I've got a couple Dexter knives here, and I've got a Giza knife. This one's more for sand whiting, so I might not be using this one much today. Probably going to be using like the Dexter ones here. So it's a little bit windy. I'm holding on to the camera. All right, so now we're going to fillet some fish. So I'm going to put the knife in like so. Right, this fish hasn't been scaled or gutted. And I'm going to do a cut up like this, up towards the head. Now I'm going to come right around the head here. You don't want to miss out on any of that beautiful head meat. So we come up like so. There we go. Now I'm going to turn the knife around like this. And although I'm facing away from you, what I might do is actually run the knife down like this. When you get to the tail, I can go through, come down like so. Right, without cutting my camera lady. All right, now it's about using the knife to peel the meat off the bone. Until I get to the spine. All right, so get to the spine. Right, once I get to the spine like so, I've got to place the knife down at an angle to get over it on the other side. I'll go through those pin bones. Down like that. Now I'm just going to cut down to these pectoral fins here, like so, and then I should be able to come down like this, follow that down like so, peel that back, and then through that skin. All right, so we got one Jewfish fillet here. It's a little bit rough because I did it backwards so that I could get the camera shot, but there's nothing wrong with it. That will eat absolutely fine. Now, I've got to skin it. So it's good to get it on the edge of the table and try and get your knife, your bendy knife like this, nice and flat, and run it along like so. So, bear with me here. I'm going to come in here, and then down we go. And keep working that skin back, like so, all the way to the end of the fillet. There we go. Now, I'm going to take the fillet, flip it upside down. Oh, I did leave a bit of skin on there. If you do leave a bit of skin on, come up like that. There. Feed the greedy pelicans. Now, this is stone. It blunts your knife. Here's some pin bones. I've put this on the fish skin. That fish skin's softer than the stone. And then I'm going to cut down here. I'm going to cut down here. And that is the pin bones gone. we'll throw that, greedy pelicans. Get my bucket here. In this bucket, I've gone down to the boat ramp and got some clean salt water from the ocean. All right, so I'm going to take my fillet and I'm going to put it in the salt water to give it a clean. Now if you want to make yourself a wallet or some shoes, there you go. Apparently fish skin's really good for burns, but I think you've got to clean it well first. Right, over that goes. And now we'll fillet the other side. All right guys, now I'm going to do the other side of the Jewfish. Right, going to come up round here, get this beautiful, beautiful head meat. I may even, if I'm feeling a bit cheeky, get the cheeks out. So I'll come down like so here and work my way up this way against the scales. All right, and work my way up this way, up to the beautiful head meat, up like so, down like that, come down to the petrol fin there. Right, now it's just about peeling the fillet back to the center of the spine. Right, and at the tail, there's not a lot of meat in the Jewfish tail, they're quite skinny. In France, they call these migla, which means skinny. Right, so I've come now to the spine. Once I come to the spine, I'm going to put that knife down to come down the other side of it. Like so. Through the pin bones. I'll just bring it this way. Get the scales off the knife. And then just work my way down like that. Right. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how to get the jewels out of that one. Now I'm going to spin this around this way. On the edge of the table, I'm going to skin it. So I'm going to hold that skin with my finger, come down with the knife to the skin. And then use the knife to work the meat off the skin, keeping that knife flat. Got to keep that knife flat. That's why filleting knives are bendy. You just work it through, you keep working it, and eventually you'll be able to just keep peeling it off like this. Keep peeling it, like so. Now remember, I like to use that skin. There's the skin. I put the fillet on the skin, and this is where I take out these pin bones. So I come down that way. I went a little bit like that way with this to come down the bone. Those bones are kind of diagonal, and then I come through this side. And you can just check here and here, see if you missed any. And then I just get these bones out. Greedy pelicans. There we go. Right, so I've got my fillet now, so I'll get my bucket back. I've already got one fillet in my bucket. The bucket of destiny. Here we go. And in it goes. Remember what's in here? It's salt water from the boat ramp, ocean water. All right, then you give it a swell. That will keep it nice and clean. I'll move my bucket over there. Fish skin. There we go. Now, there we go. Got all those beautiful fillets now in here, in the salt water that I got at the bottom of the boat ramp. Okay, keeping it nice and cool, stopping it from drying out, cleaning it. And now it's time for us to get those dewy jewels. So the place you need to get to before you even start. I'm going to cut the throat here, down here. Right, snap it now. There we go, bit brutal. And there we go, got that. Keep that for some poke bowl meat. Now I've got to remove these gills. So sometimes you just rip them out, but if not, carefully come in here. You've got to be so careful that you don't cut your fingers off doing this. It's not, there's a lot of work. So now I've removed that. We'll throw that in. And can you see this bit here, this wider bit? That's the spinal column. That goes that way to the brain, this way down the spinal column. Look at all that jelly. All right, that'd be really good for you. But right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some cuts here and try and open up this bone and expose the jewels that are in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come like this. Right, I'm going to come like this here. Right. I tap that down, pull that out. Now I'm going to come up here, right there. It's better with an old knife. All right. See how I just removed this piece of bone? How that piece of bone removed there? Now what can you see in there? What's been exposed? Sometimes you can tap them like this and they fall out, and other times what you need to do is you get your knife and flick them out like so, like this. And there we have 2 Jewfish jewels. Mulloway jewels, the Otoliths out of the bigger fish. Right, that might be enough now that I may be able to twist the head off. So let's see, bit of brute force. Right, there we go. So put that up over there. Now I've got the head exposed, so I've got to get these gills out. Do you remember how I did that? I've got to come up here and try and cut down like so. And just take my time. Don't rush, it's not worth hurting yourself. Right, now I've got the gills like this, I'm going to try and rip these out. But if they're too hard, then I can get in with the knife. Just show you, I was going to rip them out, but if you can always come in and do a few cuts to help it on its way. Right, then rip this out like so. There's the gills, off it goes. And this round bit here that the Jewfish jewels are going to be in. All right, so this is a bit I've got to open up. Okay. Right. So same again with the knife. I'm going to put this in here like this. Carefully tap it. There we go. Now pull my knife out. I'll come this side like this. Tap the knife again. Like so. Out it comes. Now on a bigger one I may have to do a rectangle. Go this with a knife and push it like that. Right, then I go in the other side. You be careful doing this. This is like the dangerous way. And then keep my hands this side and I'm going to push the knife that way. Like so. And out popped the bone. See how much thicker that cross section is? That's the bone. Now, I'm going to put the knife in like so. Come on, you know you want to come out. Come on, come on. Oh, it fell back in. You can do it. Yes, got one. Dig out the other one. Yes, we've got 2. Okay, so there's your jewels, and that's where they come from. We've got 4 Mulloway jewels. White ivory, slightly pearlescent under certain lights, a very sort of pink pearlescence to them, like the inside of a mussel shell or like an abalone shell, that sort of beautiful oily mirror type stuff. Beautiful little things. And I've been around the world and I've seen guys in Portugal wearing huge ones of these on necklaces. Now there's a serious etiquette to fish cleaning tables. I've made a huge amount of mess here, not just all over my hands, but all over this table. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my Jewfish jewels somewhere safe so I don't lose them. And I'm gonna clean this table up and make it look as good or even better than when I got here. Always leave the table nice and clean, cleaner than when you got here. And I'd like to thank you for watching today. Please like, comment and share if you got any sort of value or you enjoyed watching this type of content. If you would like to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below. Now, if you want to support Fishing with a Local, I obviously am a fishing guide. I teach all sorts of fishing, from collecting your own baits to making your rigs to catching the fish to cleaning the fish, and I'll even tell you how to cook it. So if you want to come out on one of my fishing experiences, go to my website fishingwithalocal.com. We also have online membership coming up, so you can get even more value from Fishing with a Local services and products. So if you want to join the membership, go check it out, have a look, see if it's for you, and join up. I hope next time you go fishing and you're successful, you'll have the confidence to clean, fillet it yourself and collect those jewels from those Mulloways without chopping your fingers off. Till next time, guys.